Hello, it's Tim at Existential Detections, and today, now that I remember to turn on my microphone, we will be discussing essays and the idea that new isn't always better. In terms of philosophy, the older stuff is quite good, especially 1800s, 1700s. That's a lot of really good ideologies. And surprise, surprise, if you look at it, a lot of the modern stuff or things like in the postmodern era was just piss poor regurgitations of ideas that were already stated in a lot better ways than we do today. Like, I don't know, Derrida's fucking infinite regression in linguistics. Yes, if you boil everything down to a letter, it's gonna break down and not fucking mean anything. So, that's why I've been reading from Emerson's essays. Ralph Waldo is one of my favorites. The Transcendentalists are really great. You can't really go wrong, whether it's the poetry of Whitman or the works of Thoreau, any of them. Because, like I said, a lot of the modern stuff is just piss poor interpretations of older ideas. Now, I'm sure that they thought that they came up with it, but and when I was a youngin' in university, we several times I would think of things, theories, and ideas, and then get really proud with myself. And a couple days later, I read an essay from ancient Greek, another philosopher from back in the day, and they've already done it. And it was a lot better than mine. So, save yourself some time, go back and read through these people, especially if you're into politics. The political theorist from the 1700s, 1800s is pretty much what all of our modern political thought is based upon. There's nothing new. So when you're sitting at home thinking that you're going to do something new, you're not. It's already been done. Probably a lot better than, but it can still, they all have their downfalls. Doesn't mean to stop thinking. It just means learn from the past. Take the good bits, discard the bad bits, or improve upon them. Development is something that we don't really encourage in this age. Because economically, it doesn't make sense because they want new stuff and want you to get rid of the old stuff so that they can sell you more shit. It's quite ridiculous, honestly. Doesn't mean you have to be anti-capitalist or all that. Like, it's just as good as anything else. But it also allows for people to succeed. Like, if you get really good at something, you should get paid for it. Yes, corporations predominantly want to control everything. It's in their nature as a entity that is all about profits. That's their whole idea. That's what they tell you. It's all about profits. So go back through if you need a place to start, because I know that there's so much stuff out there, and as we've seen in today's world, ideologies can be very dangerous. It can be really bad. And when you start getting into this, it's really important to think about what it is you're looking through and what you're thinking. Some things seem like it's a good idea, but it's not really a good idea. And Yeah, that's on you. Uh, but if you want a good place to start, The Transcendentalist is Emerson, Thoreau, some gal who I think she wrote Little Women, maybe. I don't know. I went to her house in Massachusetts, Connecticut. I don't know, somewhere up there, around Emerson and all them. Thoreau, Whitman. There might have been some others. Start there. If you want to, or the Romantics, or the Idealists. Because in Emerson's essay, The Transcendentalist, he talks about this and goes into the breakdown of the different schools of thought. Anyway, you can't go wrong with them. And then that would lead you to, it's kind of all interconnected, because Nietzsche was a student of Emerson, not like actual student, but he followed his work and was really into him. And then you can see that in Nietzsche's work, and it will help to get a better idea of what he was going on about. So there you go. Start with that. And then the ancient Greeks had some good stuff. I mean, there's good stuff all throughout time. I will be going through and reading different essays. I think my next one I'm going to do is Thoreau. I like Slavery in Massachusetts. That was a really good essay. And it it still covers a lot of the problems and shit that we're dealing with today. Like the corruption of the media and how you can't really pay attention to them because it's all about profits. And that's a good way to check out if something's good or not. See how they're profiting. See what their intent is. You, dear viewer, are just as capable of figuring this stuff out as everybody else. Just reflect on it. Do some journaling. Journaling helps a lot. It helps to get the clutter out of the mind, and helps you kind of figure out where you're at, where you want to be, because that's just how life works. If you want a better life, figure out where you're at. Acknowledge where you're at. Admit where you're at, good and bad, and then go from there. So, that was that's the ramble for today. Enjoy, and if y'all have any questions or want me to get in depth on things more, like if I touched on something and you'd like for me to get more in depth on it, I'll do that. I got working on some plans to incorporate into this, so I'll let you know how that goes as we continue to develop this train wreck of my channel. And that's about it. Anything else? That's weird? No. Alright. Thank you.